Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Millie, and on this channel I talk about yarn. I talk about knitting and crochet. I share my works in progress, my finished objects, yarn hauls, and I have a few knitting tutorials. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about granny squares. Lately, I found myself working on granny squares exclusively, especially when I'm at home, and I don't know what happened, but I'm just enjoying granny squares. And I also have a lot of leftover yarn from different projects, and I'm being inspired, or I'm feeling inspired to use up the yarn. But I have a brand new cast on. I don't know if you call crochet cast on, but that's what I'm gonna go with. So I have a new project that I started last night. So lately or recently, I've finished 2 granny square blankets. The first one that I finished was my book, Granny Square Blanket. And then I picked up another one from my scraps and I finished that, and I'm gonna show you later on. And then as soon as I finished that one last night, I cast on a new one, or I started a new one. And this is the new Granny Square blanket that I started. And I was browsing on Ravelry and I stumbled upon this project or this design. And this is a new, I believe it's fairly new, and it's a blanket by Pal Soho, and it's a free pattern, and you can find it on Ravelry. But the yarn they are using is one of their cotton yarn that is a little bit expensive. But since I have a lot of yarn in my stash, I decided to just go back into my stash and look for something similar, because the blanket is white and it has stripes. I think I counted, it's every 4 rounds there's a stripe in different color, and the stripes are in 4 different colors. And so I loved it so much. And if you're interested, you can find it on Ravelry. And this is the blanket, and I'm gonna leave a link down below, and it's a free pattern, so I believe that you can use whatever colors you like, but I liked the neutral color, and so I decided to go with white. And so it's gonna be a huge square, and I've always wanted to do like a huge granny square and turn it into a blanket, especially because I'm tired of weaving in ends. And so this one, I don't have many ends to weave, and so I'm actually weaving them as I go. And so far, this is what I have. Right now, it's going really fast, but I'm sure it's gonna slow down once the square grows. But this I did within a very short time. And so the colors, so this is Lion Brand Powder of Love, and it's a 4-weight. And I am using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And this is the crochet hook I'm using. And then for the colors, I have the main color, which is going to be this white. And I have one big ball of the Powder of Love. I don't know if it's gonna be enough, because I'm gonna stop when I like the size of the blanket. But the other yarns that I'm using are just leftover from my stash. And so I decided to go with this. I don't even know their colors anymore, because I've been using them for different projects. So I have a pink, I have this teal color, and then I have these, I wasn't sure what color it is they have in the blanket, but I decided to go with this color. And then I have like a lime green. I don't know if you can see it nicely. So these are my 4 colors that I'm gonna be using. And so far, I like it. And I think I'm going to be enjoying this project so much, because I don't have a lot of ends to weave in. So I'm hoping that I can have it finished by the end of the week. So that is what I'm working on so far. And then I have one finished project, which I'm going to show you the process of the finished project. And it's my granny square, my other granny square blanket, which I'm gonna share with you the squares and then I'm gonna show you the whole picture of this blanket at the end of the video.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever.
I'm laying the squares down on a flat surface as I try to figure out how I'm going to join them. And then I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna use that picture to guide me as I sew them together.
I watch you as you drive.
I'm finally finished joining all the squares together. That was a hard job, but I'm happy that I am done with that part. So now I'm gonna be making a border all around the blanket, and I'm going to be using a 6mm crochet hook to make my border.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever.
So I did a very simple border. So I did one row of granny stitch around using a neutral color, and then I think these are like 2 rows of double crochet, 1 row of half double crochet, and then I did this stitch here that I found online. It's very simple, but it turned out really well. So it's just a simple but elegant stitch, and I love it, and I like how everything turned out. So that's my simple border on my granny square blanket.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?
And I wanted to show you what the finished blanket looks like, and this is the final finished product. And I have 6 squares across and 7 down, and I believe I was doing 5 rows or 5 rounds, and it turned out really well, and it's a good size. And I just used random colors left over from previous projects, and I joined the squares at random. So I just laid them down and just worked out how I was gonna combine them. But I am pleased with how this looks, and I added a very simple border. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but I added a very simple border, and I like it, and I like how it turned out. So I don't know if I'm going to make another scrappy granny square blanket, but I might, because I'm really enjoying this season of granny squares, and I still have a lot of leftover yarn to work through. So leave a comment below and let me know what you think, and whatever you're working on, whether you're knitting or you're crocheting, I hope that you're having a wonderful time. And until next time, happy knitting and happy crocheting.